Tenerife, the largest of the 7 Canary Islands. Captivating, mysterious, and vibrant. The island of eternal spring. Surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and located just 300 kilometres from the African continent. Santa Cruz de Tenerife, northeast of the island, is its capital, port and commercial metropolis. On the central Plaza de España, which connects the harbour with the city, there's little visible tourism. And classical buildings such as the Capitania General, which once served as the seat of the island's military governors, recalls the time of General Franco's rule. The Plaza Candelaria is dominated by the monument of the Christian patron saint of the island, who mercifully accepts homage from the 4 Guanches princes. From here, the pedestrian zone begins, with cafe terraces beneath shady sunroofs. The oldest church in the historic centre is the Iglesia de Nuestra Señora de la Concepción. The Mother of God shines protectively from the Baroque high altar and a magnificent gilded wall. This colonial building exists due to the Castilian conquistador Alonso Fernández de Lugo. 5 years after the conquest of Tenerife by Castile in 1496, de Lugo had the castle built. The Museo Arqueológico is located in what was once a military hospital and is well worth a visit. In addition to the Canaries' flora and fauna, the abundant remains of an extinct culture is particularly interesting. The island's indigenous people, the Guanches. Well-preserved mummies, which have been found in numerous caves, document their mummification ritual. Only in ancient Egypt and Incan culture were the dead given such ritual mummification processes and preservation techniques. There are well-laid-out parks, oases of calm in this sparkling and lively capital city. Among the flower beds, star-shaped paths lead to the central Plaza de Huela fountain, made in Genoa of white marble. And everywhere, the scent of nature. Close to the city to the north is the Playa de las Teresitas, a sandy beach that shines out in the warm sun. Surprising to say, but in 1970, large amounts of sand were transported here by ship from the Sahara. A stone reef in the sea helps to break up the surf and allows fresh seawater to flow through. From here, close to the island's interior, is San Cristobal de la Laguna, also known as La Laguna. In the summer months, the Guanches princes relocated to the humid and fertile green north. In 1497, De Lugo founded his first capital here, which was situated on a lagoon. According to medieval design, the streets were laid out in a checkered pattern, as can be seen in the historic city centre. Including colonial buildings with romantic courtyards. The facades of noble buildings and palaces that date back to the 17th and 18th centuries stand out in pastel colours and look as though they were built only yesterday. Plus, there's the tiny Teatro Leal with its classical facade. The theatre is a popular venue with locals and holidaymakers alike. Nearby, the city's main landmark, a striking church tower. It belongs to the oldest church on the island, of which the interior is of Mudéjar design. The church was built soon after conquest of the islands and protects a pool in which the Guanches were baptized. The observation platform on the bell tower provides a panoramic view across the city. Administratively, politically, and militarily, La Laguna was for centuries the center of life here and the cultural heart of the Canary archipelago. In 1999, the Old Town was designated as a World Cultural Heritage Site by UNESCO. In 1701, Pope Clement XI established the Canary Islands' first university. Located in a former Augustan monastery which today contains the Instituto Cabrera Pinto. Its small courtyard radiating a dignified silence. In 1706, the city began to lose its importance when the port of Garachico was destroyed by volcanic eruption, an event that led to the rapid development of Cruz De Tenerife. Puerto De La Cruz is located on the splendid north coast, a city where both old and new combine. The fishing and harbour district was founded around 500 years ago, and it was not until the end of the 19th century that tourism began to develop here. The ever-changing needs of tourism have made their mark on this coastal city. The impressive Playa de Martianez has been extended and is now a multi-purpose seaside promenade. To the west, the Castillo de San Felipe flanks the Old Town, a Spanish colonial fortress situated on a lava rock. The small harbour is well sheltered by a natural bay and is a popular beach with swimmers. A small number of fishing boats are moored on the black rock beach at low tide, awaiting their next trip out to sea. The Casa de la Aduana, the customs house, is the city's oldest building and was built in 1620. When Puerto de la Cruz became the main island's harbour, all imports and exports were taxed from here. Don Juan de Franchi, the founder of the port, had the building constructed following the destruction of Garanchico. Built in 1712, the renowned Marquesa Hotel is located in the pedestrian zone in the city centre. In 1799, Alexander von Humboldt gave it the highest praise. In 1887, the hotel possessed electric lights, baths and drinking water. With its neoclassical bell tower, the Francia de la Peña church dominates, among palms, oleander and hibiscus. Inside, a beautiful Madonna with Child adorns the richly decorated Baroque altar. Estevez and Lucian Perez created these beautiful works of art. Close by is Loro Park. It's Spain's most visited zoo, with numerous adventure themes such as the gorilla jungle and the penguin house. An Antarctic world featuring a polar climate, real snow, a huge iceberg and hundreds of penguins. But the main attraction is the most spectacular orca show in Europe, in which several killer whales from America perform amazing tricks. For their well-being, 22 million litres of seawater are kept at a constant temperature of 13 degrees Celsius. When the light of the evening sunset shines on Puerto De La Cruz, even this crowded tourist destination becomes a veritable paradise. "22 kilometres west, the pastor of the Hijo de los Vinos greets visitors personally when they visit San Marco Church. But the tourists come here mainly to see a natural wonder, the millennial dragon tree, or Drago millenario. Its exact age is unknown, but it's certainly the oldest specimen of this species on the Canary Islands. The pretty old town has a unique atmosphere with steep cobblestone streets and well-preserved historic buildings. Around the church square is traditional colonial architecture set within lush tropical vegetation. Icod was once the largest centre for the production of Malvasia wine, now popular once again. Carachico was once a prosperous harbour city. The city and convent of San Francisco were founded by Genoese banker Cristobal de Ponte following the conquest of the island. The Franciscans ensured the religious salvation of the city, whose great success was the export of Tenerife wine and sugar. Today, the former convent, with its romantic courtyard and two-story arcades, is used as a cultural centre. Around the shady plaza in the center are several renovated buildings whose history dates back to the foundation of the city. Today, there's no sign of the devastating event that led to the abrupt decline of what was once a prosperous city. It was the disaster of 1706, the eruption of the Volcán de Negro, when lava from the Pumice volcano flowed over both harbour and city. It lasted for 40 days, obliterating mansions, palaces and churches. The local economy was destroyed and only a few buildings survived. But on the peninsula formed by the lava, the local people built up the city once again. La Orotava is located on a mountainside above Puerto De La Cruz. This, the city's most beautiful Baroque church, indicates the former wealth of the residents of this historic city, situated at the end of a valley towards Orotava. A large freestanding dome makes the massive central nave of the church appear very tall, and it has a splendid interior. With several donated altarpieces and statues. Narrow cobbled streets and fine buildings cling to the steep slopes. And in an old mill to the south, gofio flour is still produced today. The barley grain is roasted and ground next door. In 1950, hydropower was introduced. The fertile valley brought great wealth to the colonists, as reflected by their lifestyle and beautiful balconies. These unique examples of Canarian architecture were built in the 17th and 18th centuries. With floral courtyards, arcades, carved shutters and bay windows. One of the buildings features original living quarters with various household items and furniture. The historic city also has a small botanical garden with subtropical plants from around the world. The scent and tranquility of this place transforms La Orotava into the nostalgic pages of a history book. Our next destination, Teide National Park. Here there are solidified boulders of lava and pumice fields that originated from volcanic activity. This huge crater formed around 500,000 years ago when the primal Teide Volcano erupted repeatedly. In the lunar landscape of the Teide Broom caldera, grows the up to 2-meter-high Teide plant. By cable car, 1,200 meters is overcome in 8 minutes, far better than several hours of strenuous walking. During the journey up the Teide, it becomes clear that it grew larger with each eruption, a multi-layered stratovolcano. The panorama at 3,555 meters above sea level is overwhelming, and the crater walls of the huge caldera are amazingly dramatic. The majestic Pico del Teide is close by. However, first permission must be given before the path from the mountain station to the summit may be used. The narrow path on the lava slopes is extremely dangerous, and the number of climbers permitted each day is limited. The crystal clear view is due to the purity of the air and arid climate. The Teide divides the island into 2 climatic zones, cool and moist, sunny and warm. While descending, it's explained that the cable car service is sometimes interrupted by violent storms. The Barranco del Infierno is located in the south of the island. A canyon-like gorge whose diverse vegetation zones are a natural paradise for those interested in botany. The path leads along the edge of the Barranco, at first easy, but more precarious as it continues. It has been named Hell's Ravine, although the water-storing desert plants that cover its slopes make it look far from devilish. Teide is located at the exit of the gorge, and in the pre-Hispanic period was the royal residence of a Guanche king, subsequently owned by the Ponte family. They had the oldest church in the south of the island built, Santa Ursula, a massive stone construction in typical Mudéjar style. Just a few buildings here. In 1555, feudal lord Pedro de Ponte was granted the right to build a casa fuerte, a small fortress to protect against pirate attack. Nearby, the most important tourist resort on the island, the Playa de las Americas, a holiday resort created from a desert of sand and stone. A palm-lined promenade connects several beaches, and there are more than 100 hotels and apartments here. Tenerife is the queen of the Canaries, a year-round sunny island in the Atlantic with the most incredible beaches. An island born of fire and water, where remarkable weather, mysterious volcanoes, and deep blue sea determine everyday life. where vegetation and moon landscapes capture the attention. Tenerife, priceless pearl of the Canary Islands.